I'm Rebecca Plant, and standing next to me is the beautiful Amery Burleigh, who's the Sofitel Broadbeach General Manager. Hello, Amery.
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
Good.
How's your morning been?
Look, it's been so much fun. It was such an energetic group. It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Really, really good team.
I know that the feedback from all of the group felt exactly the same about you, and also, your messages this morning certainly brought tears to me because it's such a feeling-based thing, and I guess that's what. If you weren't at the Business League with us this morning, one, a little bit crazy, you should have been there, but two, you missed out on some key concepts about how to be a great leader and certainly how to lead a transient workforce. Now, Amery, how many people do you manage out there at the Sofitel Broadbeach?
We have 200 employees, and so it's a business with 300 rooms and probably on average 500 to 750 guests per day. So 200 people to manage, that's pretty reasonable.
It's a decent chunk of workforce. Now, I would imagine that it would be quite a high turnover in your industry. Is there a rate of turnover?
In general, hospitality is a very high rate of turnover just because it's a transient business and business ebbs and flows. And so on average, it's not unusual to have 50% turnover in a hotel depending on the market that you're in.
Yeah,
So
that's very high, and I'm sure that in most workplaces it's not that case.
It's not in most. In hospitality, it's unique because of the casual work labor, and so people come in and they choose a job to do before they get a real job, and so there's that managing that casual workforce is what you really want to do well because the cost of the turnover is so high.
Definitely. And so in the Sofitel at Broadbeach, have you managed to bring that down, that rate of turnover for you? What do you have compared to the rate?
So our turnover for the year so far is 17%. It was 19% last year.
Wow.
And we do it with really specific strategies from who we hire, how we engage them, and the work environment that we create, and that's what we talked about today.
Yeah, we did talk about all those things, and there was a few things that stood out particularly that really hit home for our members, because despite whether you're managing a 200 plus workforce or whether you're managing a one-person workforce, there were some few key elements in the way that you lead through your values and also your ability to empathy map, which I want to share that with your 3 questions very shortly. But talk to me about understanding your top 3 values and why that's important to getting the right people.
One of the exercises that I love doing in the business when you go into a new business and you have a new team is understanding what are their values and is there a synergy between the team that you're going to lead and your personal and professional values, and hopefully there's synergy between them. And so I go into and I want to understand what the values are, and it's interesting if you ask somebody, oh, what are your top 3 values? They'll rattle them off, and the next question I always ask is, well, how have you tested that? Is that just your idea? Because in general, we will list the top 3 values that we have as an ideal, but they may not actually represent the behavior that we have. So I like to kind of dig that a little bit deeper and make sure that we're doing a really good in-depth values exercise so that I understand what their behavior, certain values create certain behaviors. So if I understand what their values are, their behavior is going to make sense to me.
Yeah, and I know that lots of people in the business league were asking about that this morning, so we'll be sharing that on our members lounge where they might be able to get some more resources for that. But you also talked about kind of this whole idea about customer experience and empathy mapping, and before I get into that, I was just thinking about as you were speaking of values, and when you were talking about the 3 values that are most important to us, one of the people in the room said integrity, honesty, and something else. And probably most people value that, but the question that you asked was, well, how did you road test that? And that really, I think, could see the cogs turning. And one of our values, for myself and Edward, is definitely in all the things we do, we call it the Vikingness. And the Vikings, when they would go somewhere, they would burn their boats. So you're either in or you're out. And that's a really big quality that we've been able to road test through that description of that kind of value, because it has a story behind it. Do you feel like stories even behind your values and the selection of those is important for a leader?
There's a story behind every value, and values change as your life experience changes, and as you understand more values in different environments. So coming to a new country with a different culture, your values do change. And so it's what you're looking for is synergy. What you're looking for is trying to connect in a way that allows you to still be your authentic, true self and manage and lead with your values, but also making sure you help mold the team around you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another quick tip that you gave to the group this morning that I'm going to get you to explain brief now, but you called it empathy mapping. Now, what is empathy mapping, and what are the 3 questions that you need to ask when you're doing this exercise?
So anybody who has a business has customers, and traditionally we always thought that the customers were the number one thing that we wanted to care about, and they're absolutely important. But I use empathy mapping for customer experience, but also for my team experience. And empathy mapping is the ability to step into somebody else's shoes. But it's not just thinking about how you feel in their shoes. It's asking 3 specific questions so that you can get to the core of perhaps how this person is experiencing whatever you're giving, delivering, servicing. So the 3 questions.
So you're really putting yourself in their shoes.
You are really putting yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
And it's you want to take some time and do this when you have time to reflect. And the 3 questions you want to ask start with what are they thinking? So is it a customer that's coming in, or a new employee that's coming in, or a colleague? What are they thinking about the experience that you're just about to have? And then the next question is, what are they doing? Are they thinking that they're excited, they have anticipation, maybe they're a little bit nervous? Some of the things that came up from the group today was a customer walking into your business for the first time, they might think, does this person have the answers I need? And how much is it going to cost? And can I trust this person? So by understanding that those thoughts are going through their head, you can then imagine, what are they doing? Okay, so they've dressed themselves in a certain way to represent their needs, and they're communicating in a certain way to, again, communicate with you, to try to find a connection. So what are they doing specifically? So what are they thinking? What are they doing? And lastly, the most important one is, how are they feeling?
How are they feeling?
Because that's kind of like the secret. When you can understand how they might be feeling walking into your business, as a customer or an employee arriving for your first day of work, is that feeling. And have you created an environment where they feel valued? Because at the end of the day, we're all humans, and we want to feel welcomed and valued. And that's what empathy mapping is all about.
So, Amery Burleigh, you are, I've described you in some of our postings in the lead up to this, elegant, eloquent, and bloody brilliant. And I've just really enjoyed our conversations that you've had with the Business League this morning. But if you're watching this and you're thinking, gosh, that sounds like an amazing conversation, I wish I had been in on that, and wondering, oh, well, maybe they've got more of these other things coming up. Well, you're right, we always do. We have 2 events a month here on the Gold Coast. If you want to be part of it, head to thebusinessleague.com.au. I'm Rebecca Plant.
Amery Burleigh.
We're from the Business League. We'll see you soon.
Bye.